So how are you holding up today?
Better, getting better by the minute. I mean, it's obviously very devastating. You know, to not only lose one business, but to lose two businesses to this fire. So it's, you know, it still hasn't sunk in completely, but, you know, it's just trying to take it one step at a time.
How did you get notified about it yesterday?
We had a manager call, let me know about 8:30 that there was a fire. Appeared to be a fire in the restaurant next door to us, and that we were getting smoke in both of our buildings. It seemed pretty minor at first, but within 20 minutes, half hour, the buildings were evacuated. It was clear that the neighboring building was on fire, and then, you know, probably, you know, within an hour of finding out the fire had started, I knew Whiskey Street was, you know, I'm pretty sure Whiskey Street was going to be a total loss. And like, you know, I lived about an hour away. By the time I got here, I couldn't get anywhere near the scene. I could just sit back with everybody else and watch. But, you know, it was pretty clear that Whiskey Street was going to be a total loss. But, you know, my gut was that White Horse was also going to be a total loss. But when getting here to find out that it is also a total loss is pretty hurtful.
Both of your businesses are total losses? I'm so sorry. When you got here, what did you see? Were there already flames?
Oh, yeah. You couldn't even see the building. The smoke was so thick. You know, there was, I think they said 60 to 70 firefighters here last night. See the aerial ladders trying to attack it from above, but you couldn't even see the building. It was just so, there was so much smoke. It was just crazy.
What's the damage like inside?
Whiskey Street's absolutely destroyed. White Horse is probably in the rear of the building. If you look at it from the front, it does look like a total loss as well, but just the roofs collapsed in the front. The rear of the building seems to be, you know, still standing, but, you know, so much water and smoke damage is probably a total loss as well. So,
any estimate on how much it might cost? I heard you saying that you do plan to rebuild.
Absolutely. I'm guessing we're about, between our two buildings, we're about $6 million.
And, you know, we heard from Dee Brewer with the Downtown Alliance talking about how the owners here have a commitment to rebuild. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a great relationship with the owners of the building. You know, it's been a real fun relationship to have with the landlord. They were behind us building Whiskey Street. You know, they saw the vision when we approached them 13 years ago to open Whiskey Street. They saw the vision and wanted it to become a reality. So you know, they want to see this rebuilt just as much as we do. And talking to my, you know, Eric Furman, our building this morning, you know, first thing out of his mouth was we're going to rebuild this and that. And that's what we'll do. You know, that's what we're not going to let this down.
I mean, I think so many people are going to be glad to hear that. You mentioned Whiskey Street has been here 13 years. How many years has White Horse been here?
8. Yep.
Well, I think definitely staples in the community, and even in that short amount of time. Is there anything you'd like to tell people, especially folks that love to come down and hang out in your establishments?
Yeah, just that, you know, we're going to do everything we can to get it open as quickly as possible. You know, we have 150 employees that are out of a job instantly this morning, so that's going to be our first concern. You know, do what we need to do to make sure they're protected. You know, they're people in the street we stand in, and you know, work through insurance. The city, you know, the mayor was here on hand first thing this morning, and they're willing to help us. You know, get it going as quickly as possible. We have to expedite, you know, the rebuild and whatnot. But you know, we'll see. You know, Whiskey Street is, you know, we have one of the largest whiskey collections in the world in there, and it's completely destroyed. So you can't replace that overnight. Even deep money can't even replace that. That collection was built over 13 years, and so there's a lot of damage in there that can't be replaced. But you know, at the end of the day, there's 2 firefighters that were hurt, and that's important. Thankfully, sounds like they're going to be, you know, recovered, but one of them was hurt pretty severely. One of them sounds like was buried temporarily, and we didn't have any. You know, the staff got out. You know, so you know, the important thing is happened, and we'll do what we have to do to rebuild.
You know, can I just say, talking to you, I can tell how much heart you have for your businesses, and I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I built it with my bare hands.
Sorry. So, I know it's really early, but any indication of how long the process might be?
If I had to guess, Whiskey Street will take a year to rebuild. Wyatt Horse, I'm guessing, will be closed for 6 months. But that's just, we just don't know if the buildings need to be completely demolished. We know they're over 100 years old, so we're going to want to try and retain the historic integrity of the building, the historic part of the building. But we don't. At this point, we don't know. Maybe the buildings need to be completely demolished and start from scratch. Hopefully, that's not the case. Whiskey Street probably going to, wouldn't surprise me if it needs to come down. But these buildings go over. We have shared walls. Whiskey Street and Wyatt Horse have a shared wall, so if that's come down, it's hard to say. But I'm guessing 6 months to a year to get it all through.
Got it. And let me just double check this really fast. Okay, still good. It started in London Bell, right? Any indication of what it was yet?
No, I mean, it sounds like, from what I heard from the fire department, it's a kitchen-related fire.
Have you spoken with the business owner of London Bell at all? How's the feeling between business owners right now?
Well, we just have to come together. It's not like anyone's going to be able to snap their fingers and fix this. So, we have to come together and work for insurance, work together with the city and insurance companies and contractors.
Last thing I'll ask you, I overheard you talking with some folks earlier that you think this might be the largest fire in like 30 years.
Yeah, if you would have been here last night, I think it was the largest, probably the largest fire that the city's seen in a while. I mean, it was, three alarms. They said 60 to 70 firefighters got here. But they did to save this whole block. The whole block that went up. You have the bookstore, right next to Wyatt Horse. It's got 10,000 books in there that are pretty flammable that for him to have survived this. The firefighters obviously did a pretty great job. They, I don't know if you saw, they were able to get in and pull that American flag down that they had to get in the back of the building. That was neat when they know how devastating this is. So that's the place that the firefighters should have.